Hi, Roger Ojersson here, and I thought I'd go through the different kinds of overdrive and distortion pedals from MLC. Let's start off with the Vanilla Sky, which is an overdrive that really works well on lead sounds and makes it fit right in the mix straight away. Amazing. You got level and drive controls and a white and blue controls, where the white is the top end and the blue is the low end. And it makes it compress a bit differently, depending on how you're having the settings. Next up is the Brown Sugar. This is an interesting one, because it has 4 different versions in the same pedal, I guess. Because on the first position here, for this switch, the clipping is done by a Schottky diode. And the second one by a silicone one. The third one a germanium one. And on the fourth one on a red diode. And this gives very different characteristics to the sound. You also got a level, a tone and a distortion knob. And yeah, the different positions are really very different. It reacts differently. It got different dynamics to it as well. Next up is the Jazzy Drive. You got a level, tone and drive on this one as well, and 4 positions. But in this instance, it's more of a matter of what works best with your amp, I guess. Whereas position 1 would be great on a vintage amp. Maybe you'd go for a 3 on a more modern amp, for instance. The 1 and 2 are lower in distortion, and the 3 and 4 are higher in distortion. Then we got the Animal, which is pretty much a straight up distortion. It's sounding more like an amp than a pedal. And it's got a tube in it as well, a Mullard 12AX7 tube. So you got out level, you got high and low EQ, and a tube drive control. And this is like a massive distortion, which still works as an overdrive if you're running it on a distorted channel, weirdly enough. Last up is the Elevation Fuzz pedal. You got a level, tone and fuzz controls, and also a switch with 4 different positions with different characteristics and sounds. In the first one, you got a gated fuzz, which is controlled, the gate is controlled by the fuzz control. So if you put the fuzz up, it's gonna be a harder gate on it as well. With this one, you can play like almost 8-bit sounds with, like straight out of an old Nintendo game almost. In the second position, it's more of a normal fuzz with a very responsive tone control on it. Third position is a mid-scooped one. And the fourth position is more like a classic fuzz phase, where the tone is disengaged, so you only got the level and fuzz controls. That is the lineup of distortion and overdrive and fuzz pedals from MLC.